everybody. Welcome to my last Facebook Live for the May Stamp Club projects. I have so many fun things to show you today. So I'm going to check my feed real quick, make sure that I am showing up, and then we will get started with all the fun stuff today. And I am live. Okay, so I don't know about y'all. I've been in my house for like a month and a half, and you would think during that time that I could actually get some cleaning done. I'm normally a very organized person. Anybody who knows me, been to my house, they know I like things neat and clean and, you know, in their place. But I have somehow created all these little piles around the house. And actually, last night when I was going through some of my little piles, I ran across a card that my friend Heather Guerrero made that as part of our Sweet Stampede swap that I had to show y'all because it is just so cute. So before we get started, I want to show you this card. And it is just adorable. So I always remember I have to go backwards. So this is such a cute card. And if you noticed, she used the basket weave embossing folder and she made it look like a little picnic basket with the basket weave and then the little check on the designer series paper. And I just thought that was so precious. And then when you open it up, it says thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I just thought that was precious. I love it. And I love too how she incorporated, like when you think picnic basket, you think like the little gingham check, right, for your basket. And then she tied in the different colors. And I just thought that was really pretty. But I wanted to show y'all, because you know what, guys? This basket weave embossing folder, I just checked. And it is not available anymore, but the Coastal Weave one is, but it is retiring. So I just want to give you all an idea of some really cool things that you can do. I'm actually going to keep this card, and I hope, Heather, you don't mind. I'm probably going to case it at one point because I really love this card. So there are, as a reminder, I told you yesterday that Stampin' Up! Is doing their first ever virtual party online. It's tonight at 8 o'clock Central Time. That would be 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Mountain, and 6 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're new to paper crafting, just come join us. Come see why we're crazy about crafting. Or if you're familiar with crafting and you want to get some new ideas, come check it out. Have a pen and paper ready and jot down some things, jot down some questions you may have that you could ask me afterwards. Or if there's items that you want to order, let me know that too, and we can certainly get that in for you. So let me turn my camera down and we're going to get into today's projects. All right, let's see how we're looking there. All right, so these are the two projects that we are going to make today. They are the last ones in the May Stamp Club. And you're probably wondering, why am I doing May Stamp Club projects in April? Well, that's because the cards were really designed with giving in mind for Mother's Day, and I wanted to make sure that everybody who purchased a kit, they were able to get their cards in time to be able to make them and mail them out by Mother's Day. So that's why I did it just a little bit early. Actually, I normally do it like the first Thursday. It was when my class would normally be of the month, but this month I did it a little bit earlier. So let's start with this card. And this one, again, this whole week I've been using the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. And the embossing, not the embossing, what am I thinking? The dies from the Ornate Garden Suite. And actually I used on this card, I used this die and I used this little elongated die. All right, so I have my project pieces already prepped. Kind of make it go a little faster today, so we're not, I'm not on all day for you. Now you can go pick up the file, the PDF in the file section, and you can follow along. So I took a piece, a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of the Petal Pink cardstock, and I just scored it at 5 1/2, and then I folded it down. And then what I did is I used, it's the subtle embossing folder, and I am not sure how well that is going to show up in the camera, but it almost creates like a linen look to the paper. So I've already pre-embossed a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of the Petal Pink to go with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer that on top because I just want to give just a tiny bit of dimension to the front of my card here. I see some of y'all are popping on. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Hey guys, make sure if you don't have time to stick around, make sure you come back because I got something really, really cool to show y'all at the end of this video. So make sure you come back and check the replay. Okay, so then what I did is I took this elongated scallop die and I went ahead and I pre-cut it with a thick Whisper White cardstock. So we're gonna put that, and I'm gonna put that just on the edge here, on the left edge. And then I took the Best Dressed Designer Series paper and I used this elongated stitch die to cut that out. And we're just gonna put that right there in the middle of that real pretty scalloped rectangle. Okay, so then what I did is I used my heart punches and I punched out a heart in the Lovely Lipstick. Now guys, I don't know if you're familiar with the Stampin' Up's in colors, but Lovely Lipstick is actually one of the colors that's retiring this year, and it is such like a pretty, kind of a hot pink, but not really, it's kind of a darker color, and it's so pretty. So that's kind of one of my favorite colors. I'm sad it's retiring. But if you do have that color in your crafts collection, you want to make sure that you stock up on the cardstock, and if you need the ink refill, make sure you get stocked up on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp on my Whisper White heart. I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and I'm going to do that with my black Memento ink. And this one says, "You are loved completely." All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that heart and I'm just going to layer it on top of my Lovely Lipstick scalloped heart. And then we're just going to take some dimensionals to give that a little lift on our card. And I'm going to kind of angle it just a little bit to give it a little bit of whimsy. And then I'm going to take, I pre-cut some leaves with the leaf punch. And actually this one's retiring too. I was so bummed. I use this leaf punch so much, but you know what? They always come up with other stuff. So we're gonna stick that underneath. And in fact, I don't know if y'all know, but the new annual catalog is coming out June 3rd. I'm real excited. Actually, as a demonstrator, I get to pre-order from it next week. At least some items anyway. So I'm excited about that. So getting some new stamping goodies. All right, so I pre-cut a medium flower from the Ornate Border Dies in the Petal Pink. So I'm just going to layer that there, give a little tie in the pink into my heart. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some really tiny pearls to finish it up. And I'm just gonna do that to cover those little holes that are in that flower. And then this card is done. Oh, Heather, I don't know if you were on earlier. I actually was showing your card, the one that looks like a basket. That was so pretty. I had to share it. Hope you don't mind. Okay, so the next card that we're going to make is this card. And I will tell you guys, I did not come up with this design. This actually was part of our make and takes for our Sweet Stampede this month. And this is actually, I haven't finished the card yet. I'm waiting to get the stamp set to go with it. But this was the card that Erica Serwin and Rhonda Wade had designed. And I just took the card and I just created it to tie in with the colors that I was already doing for the Stamp Club. And I just love this card. It's so beautiful. So let me get the supplies and we'll work on that card. Now this one, again, I took 4 1/4 by 11 1/2 inch of the Lovely lipstick, scored it in half at 5 1/2, and then folded it over. And then I took a 2 1/2 by 5 1/4 piece of the Best Dress Designer Series paper. And we are going to just line that up here on the left. And then what I did is I took one of the border dies from the Ornate Borders and I cut out a Lovely lipstick border to go on the side. Sorry, I'm just checking your comments. You're welcome, Heather. Well, thank you for the card. I thought it was beautiful. I actually just got around to checking the swaps for this month. I couldn't believe it. I've just been so busy lately. But I love that card. Love it. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I have pre-cut out from the large daisy punch. I cut out 2 of the large daisies in the petal pink. And if you remember the other day, I was sharing with y'all how you can give your flowers like a realistic look by just taking your bone folder and just gently curling each of the petals. And then you can stack them. All right, I can put those 2 together. And I'm just going to nestle them inside each other. And then I'm going to put that down with a dimensional right here on the side. Now this is also something too, if you know, that Heather did. She did a heart inside the daisy that I just thought was really, really cool. So I am going to repeat that design in mine, because you don't always have to use a circle. You can use a heart. I just thought that was awesome. Okay, so we're going to just a couple of more items. And that will be, I'm gonna, you know what, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but you know that is totally okay because it will work. I'm going to add a Whisper White tulle bow, the little polka dot tulle bow. Put that in the middle, and then I'm gonna stamp. So I have pre-cut a rectangle, a stitch rectangle. And okay, I was telling y'all yesterday my favorite sentiment, but this is actually probably my second favorite. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. I love these sentiments in that strong and beautiful stamp set. Okay, so let's do our stamping, and I have already smudged it, but maybe I'll luck out and I will cover it with my stamping. Haha, I did. Awesome. Cool. Happy mistake fixed. Okay. So I am actually going to finish this card up by giving the sentiment a little bit of lift with my dimensionals. And then I don't want to forget, I want to show you that really cool thing. So anyway, so this is finishing up this card. There you go. Those are our 2 cards. Those were the last ones in the May Stamp Club. I will be doing my next, probably my next Facebook Lives. Actually, I take that back. I was going to say June, but I'm going to be getting some new Stampin' goodies here in a week or so. So I think I may hop on and kind of maybe show you some of those new products that you can look forward to in June. Before I leave today, I wanted to remind you that my Sailing Home class is getting ready to, the registration deadline is getting ready to close on May 4th. So if you haven't already, hop on, register for that class, or email me if you need the registration link. But before I go, I got to show you this really cool thing. Okay, so I know some of you on here are demonstrators, and y'all have probably already seen this on Demonstrator Planning Place, but I just had to try it, and I wanted to share it with you because I thought it would just be a fun way to end this week. So I'm going to grab my basket. Give me just a moment. I'm going to kind of clear everything out so I can make room and we can have fun with this project. Okay, so for those of you who are on Demo Planning Place, y'all probably saw this really cool idea that, and I'm gonna totally not say her name right, Leah Fedinak. She did this donut, and she did not use what you would think regular stamps. She actually created her own donut using stamps that she already had. I just love creative people like that, and so I just had to share with you how she did it. And I will post her blog here after this video to show you so you can see the details for yourself. But what she did is she took the Painted Poppy stamp set and she took the Dress to Impress stamp set. And if you notice, there is this big, like kind of circular looking stamp here, and then there's a tiny one that's very similar to it. So what she did is she took the two stamps and she layered them together. But you're like, how in the world does she get that out of the middle? So what she did is she took her ink pad, and I am using the Rococo Rose, and this is going to mimic our icing, okay? However, I don't want all of that inked up, right? So what she did is she took that smaller stamp, and in the middle, she took it, she lifted off some of the ink. She used her chamois to wipe off what she could, and then she did it again, and she just kept doing in the middle to get off as much as she could. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay, that should be pretty good. All right, so then she took it and she stamped. And so now we kind of have our icing, okay? So then she grabbed and she took her marker. I'm using the Crumb Cake marker, and I am going to try my best to do a circle here. And she created the outside of the donut. Just kind of around the perimeter, best you can. Hey, if any of y'all have already tried this technique, let me know, because as soon as I saw it, I had to try it right away. I just thought it was super cool. Then she took, I think this is my light, yeah, the light Crumb Cake Stampin' Blend, and she filled in those areas. Now you could use the dark if you want to, do some shading. I'm just doing this for quick purposes, just to give you an idea of how she did it. She went around. It's starting to look like a donut, right? Oops, got out of my lines. Oh well. Let's kind of fix that a little bit. Okay, so it's starting to look like a donut, but our donut needs some sprinkles. So we just kind of go and just randomly make some little lines. And I did that with the Melon Mambo. And then I'm going to do some in the Early Espresso. And then I'm going to finish it off with a white gel pen. So what do y'all think? Isn't that cute? So you can make, so I'm sure, so what you could do is you could go look through your stamp stash, see what circular stamps you have, and you can make your own donut. I mean, how cool is that, right? So if you do try that and you try this technique, post it on here. I want to see a picture of it, because I think that would be really cool to see the different ways that people make donuts, and let us know what stamps that you used also. Okay, so I am done for the day. I'm going to flip my camera back up, and I'm just going to share a few things with you, and then we will say goodbye till next time. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed those projects and you liked seeing that donut technique, just using stamps that you may already have around the house that you didn't even know that you could do that with. So anyway, like I said, please join us tonight on the Stampin' Up! Virtual party. I'll post the link after the video, but you will want to join the group beforehand. And again, just grab a pen and paper, jot down, you know, things for your wish list, and or if you have questions to ask me afterwards, I'd be happy to help you with that. The Sailing Home Stamp, the projects kit, that is, the registration's closing on May 4th, so make sure you sign up for that. And next month will be our June Stamp Club. If you are not on my email newsletter list and would like to stay up to date on my events and my Facebook Lives, just I will post the link on how you can join that newsletter list, and hopefully you can join us and have the kit on hand to be able to craft with us during the Facebook Lives. So guys, y'all take care. Have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Bye-bye.